Guys, Mary Cod Chick here, giving an update on the little cods and the setup. There's two in here. This one's the bigger one, and the other one is just hiding up in the corner. He might pop out. Oh, just his nose just popped out. Now I've added an extra filter in the sump here, just to clear up the brine that they're not eating. You wouldn't read about it. He was swimming around and around and around like he was trying to go upstream before. So I thought I'd quickly get the camera out, because it was really interesting what he was doing. But I do have two in here. This one, I'm estimating he's about, I don't know, 6 centimetres, maybe 7 centimetres even. And just earlier on I seen the other one, which is more of a black one. That one came out and found a pond snail and ripped the slug right out of the shell and ate the slug and flicked the shell away. It was really cool. Here we, in the other part of the sump, which you can't see, there is a catfish eagle. Oh, there it is. So I've cleaned the sump since last time, because I did have an algae bloom, and the stuff that I used actually made my sock go really dark and dirty, but it cleaned the tank beautifully. This is my crib, my dwarf, basically. He's pretty cool. And down in here we do have a yabby. And every day it's yabby versus crib. That crib just goes around and torments that yabby. Here are my little crips. They've really taken off since last time. Those new little dark leaves are coming through and they're spreading out quite nicely. This waterweed has just gone crazy. It loves it in here. I have a few micro bubbles around because I had the aerator on earlier, adding because I add the liquid CO2 in. It's my Nubius, and the new leaf is unfolded. And the hair grass. I've decided to chop it down, half of it, to see how it goes. It's still surviving, which is amazing. As you can see, I only have gravel substrate. So I've left half of it here and see which comes back nicer. I sort of done the wrong half, I think, because if you can see there, I have these feeder fish in here, and they're firetail gudgeons. And they used to love swimming in that hair grass, and they hide in this log here with the yabby. So I'm a bit disappointed that I chopped this half. I would have preferred to have chopped off this half so they could have continued to hide in there. Okay, here's this Australian plant, and this time I'm not going to attempt to say what it is because it's a difficult one to pronounce and it doesn't sound Australian at all. But it's going alright. I'm not going to move it to have a look at the roots because I'm a bit frightened of disturbing the root system. There's Bass. He's Bass. He does what he does. That's what basses do. He swims around. It's funny, the crib rules are all over Bass, even though he's not even half the size. So Bass is quite big now. He's probably about 15 centimetres. Still small for a Bass, obviously, but big for him because he was so tiny when I first got him. He was about half the size of my dwarf crib. As you can see, a dwarf crib there chases him away. They swim together. I think the dwarf crib thinks he's a Bass. Okay, these are more cribs. Crips, sorry. As you can see, they still have new growth coming through. So they did melt off. And so did all the roots that were hanging out. They melted off, but all these new roots came through, such as like this one. There's that new green root coming through there. It comes up, they come up, and then they can't get back through the substrate. So I'm not too sure if I should bury them or not. I'll just leave that one and see how that one goes. And I've buried the others, so I'll see which way is the best way to go here. And then my swords. Still looking ratty, but a lot greener now, dark green. Shoots are coming out. So they're getting bigger. They're definitely growing, which is great. My Nubius has made this miraculous comeback. It's beautiful. It couldn't be any more perfect. My Nubius Nano here, the one that the Yabby had a good munch on, well, that new leaf's come through, so that's making a beautiful comeback too. I have half of that sitting in the sump, which is a lot nicer, but we'll leave it in the sump for the Murray cod. Oh, my Java fern is coming through nicely. And we'll just try and get the camera to focus. So I'm using the liquid CO2. I'm also using the fertilizing tabs, and then I'm using the liquid fertilizer as well for the Anubias, and for these, I can't remember what they're called, these type of riverweed. Please come back out to say hello again. This one's Spot. There's Spot and Stripe. But Stripe is a little bit shy compared to this one. I was hoping you'd be able to see him swimming around, trying to swim upstream. It was brilliant. He looked so cool. The control they have in the water is just amazing. Okay, well, thanks for watching. And take it easy, kids. Catch you next time.